Welcome to my channel. Today we are gonna look at the brand of the Skoda, how it was created, when it was created. You may have listened about this brand many a times, but you have known the success of this brand in today, but you don't know the struggles, how many steps, what were the disasters and the consequences occurred in this company. Today this company has approximately have done its 120 years of its manufacturing the cars. The story begins in 1894. In 1894, Vaclav Klint, a person who was a bookseller, like others also, there was a bicycle with him. The bicycle was so popular among everyone. There were no such as automobiles evolved at that time. He had a bicycle. He wanted to repair his bicycle and went for the service center. He wrote a letter for the service center that what was his problem, and then he gave the letter and the bicycle to the company to repair. The company replied them back, if you make the letter in their own language it would be easy to understand, and they returned the bicycle back. This was a very much a disappointment for the Clement that they returned their bicycle and also the letter with this reply. So then he decided that this should be stopped, and the customer or the people should get the best after sales services, and then he decided to open a bicycle repair shop, even though he was not knowing the basics of the repairing and also the selling of these bicycles. Then he joined with the Lauren and he started to repair the cycles, although Lauren has established a bicycle shop in that area. In 1895, they launched their first bicycle, which was named Slavia. Yeah, Slavia. The Slavia which we are getting today was not a new name. This was the name long back in 1895. Actually, the brand name only was Slavia before. In the starting, the Skoda name came later. After the launching of the Slavia, they got a good response for their reliability and also for the build quality. Later in 1898, they launched their first motorcycle. The motorcycle engine was mounted on the handle and was a front wheel drive. Although this was not a good option to launch this motorcycle, as there was no center of gravity. In the testing only, the Lawrence had met with an accident and lose his tooth. And then they did not stop here. They thought of working with the German ignition specialist Robert Bosch. They launched their officially first motorcycle named as the Slavia in 1899. They also exported it to the Europe, and there of some of the places this was credited as the first ever motorcycle in that areas. By 1905, they launched their first car, which was named as the Voturette A. This had a 3-speed gearbox including a reverse gear. The car had many sales. After that, they employed approximately 300 people in their factory and started to manufacture that vehicles. They also manufactured the sportier version of that car back in those days. This Skoda was manufacturing the sportier versions of their cars and also a very neat and clean design of the vehicles from the initiating of this company also. Then started the World War I. This took the 4 years and the production was completely stopped for the whole 4 years. After the World War, they started to manufacture these cars and also they were manufacturing the trucks also in their factory. By 1924, the Skoda company was having many economical crises in their company, and with that the factory was on fire. They faced a huge loss, and after that they were searching for a buyer, and then the Skoda Works bought this company. Actually, the Skoda Works were the arm making companies who were supplying the arms for the government, and as the World War was finished, they didn't have any sort of making of arms supplies to the government, so they invested and they bought this growing sector like this automobile and started investing in that. At this time, the company from the name Slavia, the Slavia was the name they launched the cycle, and then also they kept the name of the Slavia in their motorcycle also. While the car production was begin, they named their company Lauren and Clements Company. While this Skoda works buying this company name was Lawrence and Clements. After they bought this company, they turned the company name to the Skoda. Skoda was also manufacturing cars, but not in the Germany, but in the Spanish license. They were producing the cars for them. But now they are officially under the German car production, and now they started to produce the cars in the German market. This car produced in the same factory which was in the Sez factory. Now Skoda was purely focusing on their cars which was under the Lawrence and Clements acquisition. They designed the car by themselves and put the logo of their new brand which was an arrow wing logo. In 1933, they launched their small car and also the cheap car of the market. It was based on the ladder frame chassis which was named as 420. This 420 car was also been updated and they named this car as the Rapid in 1936, which has also won the Monte Carlo Rally. Yeah, this Rapid name was a long back name which we are getting in the 1930s and we were also been seeing it till the 2022 in India. And then this and then taking this platform, they have also built the favorite and also the superb in back those days. And then comes the World War II. In World War II, the government started to make the weapons in the car factories also. There were no car manufacturing in the World War II, they were only making the weapons in their factories. Then the factory was completely destroyed in the war, and then also the Skoda didn't stop. They make and stood the factory in just only 3 months and started their production. They started to giving update to their vehicles which were on the ongoing lineup. They gave the update to their vehicles and they bought the vehicle called as two-door, which was a two-door vehicle. This was named as the 1101 and also 1102. These vehicles continued till 1961. With that also, there was a full-size luxury vehicle which was called as VOS, which has the air condition. It was also having a armor plating on its body, and you will be surprised that it was weighing about 4 tons of in its weight. 4 tons. Now the XUV 700 is also having only the 2 tons. The Rolls Royce having the 2.5 to 2.7 tons. Then imagine this car and long back this giving a full-size luxury car which is 4 tons. This was used by the political peoples and also the high military personnel. And then in 1959, the Octavia and the Felicia were introduced. The Western cars were putting their engines in the rear like the Renault Dauphine. This was the company in the West. They took inspiration from these Western companies and they started to give the engine at the rear which was a lighter car and also giving the good fuel economy. They launched this car at the naming of 1000 MB. 1000 refers to the 100cc of this engine and the MB is the Madhav Boleslav, which was a founder place of this company. This was been updated as 100 and 110. There was a sportier version of this which was having the 110R, 0 to 60 kilometers in 18 seconds, which was a bit slower in the 1970s. This car had sold 1 million units in the 8 years of its production, as Soviet Union was also importing these cars from this such factory. In 1971, They made a serious sports car which had name as 110R. This has won the RAC rally under the 1300cc cars, which was light and also a rear engine. Not once, not twice. This has won the 17-time title of the RAC rally, which is a great thing among them. They did this with their 1.8-liter engines, 2-liter engines, which were highly modified. The successor of 110 would have the engines at the front because the boot at the front was not so much practical, and also the rear engine was an outdated technology for them. The UK markets were humiliating this brand for having the old technology, like having the rear engine and also having the rear wheel drive cars. Due to the outdated model of the Skodas, they were the cheapest cars sold in the UK for their not having the good practicality and also the new technology. Skoda tried to create a new cars while they started to import the parts from the Western market, and this car was a new car which was having a front engine and also having the front wheel drive. This car name was a favorite. The Eastern Bloc of Soviet got the independence quickly, so they were not having enough money for them to put their money in the automobile sector because they were not having enough money. They put the company for the dry for a year, and they thought to kickstart this company in the 1990s. They started to bidding. Their two companies, the Renault and also the Volkswagen, bid on this company. The government went with the VW in 1991. This comes a turning moment in the Skoda company. The parts of the favorite, which was the car ongoing, where they improved the quality of this car and also the parts of the car by the VW parts embedding into it. VW was investing high amount of money in this sector, and they wanted the quality of the cars to be best and using the new technology. The favorite was being updated and restyled by the VW groups, and they launched in 1994. This was a anniversary edition which was launched. This has many of the new features such as air conditioning, ABS, and also the Skoda and VW engines. These cars were also turned into the pickup trucks and sold as the Volkswagen Caddy in 1996. Here the Volkswagen were taking their parts and also giving AG parts to that company and making the vehicles with them very efficiently, and this is done through the part sharing. As this is how the VW started to considering the Skoda as the very good car and providing a rock solid build quality. This became a very good hit in the markets, and the feedback getting from the customers were also positive, taking the quality and also the performance from the vehicles. And then the VAG group went up front, and the first underpinning body of the VW and the car launched in the Skoda was the Skoda Octavia. This was the first car which was launched with both of the combination, and this was launched in 1996. They next came up with the Skoda Fabia in 1999, which was based on their Polo. As they were selling these cars in the budget segment, they wanted to go up higher, and they built a Skoda Super which was based on the VW Passat. This was launched in 2001, and this came under the premium sedan category. As in early 2000, the market was in rush for the MPVs. So the Skoda built their all new platform by their own itself, the an MPV which was a Roomster and also called as the Practic Van, which was built on the A4 platform, which was developed by the Skoda. And although this A4 platform was also used to build the the Audi TT. In 2005, for the first time in the UK market, the Skoda cars were on the waiting. And in the 2016, this Roomster car was given a massive update, and this was the flagship car, and this was named as the Skoda Kodiaq. This was a 7-seater SUV and given with the 2-liter petrol engine in 2020. In 2009, they launched the Skoda 80, which was based on the VW A5 platform. This is the platform where the Audi Q3 was also been built. And then in 2012, they wanted to fit a car between the Octavia and the Fabia. So they launched a Rapid, which was an extended version of the Polo or the Fabia, which was ongoing models. This car was also been launched in India. Yeah, this Rapid, the Rapid which was also named in long back in 1930s. The car sells in approximately 100 markets all over the world. China is the best market for the Skoda market. Let's talk about the Skoda market in India. In India, Skoda came in the 2001s in the November in the Maharashtra. They first launched their domestically built Skoda Octavia in 2002. This became a massive hit as they were providing a low prices in their initial stages and also powerful engines providing the great power and also the great torque, and their engines were also very much efficient, and this also had the great handling which made this car very much hit compared to their competition. And then they launched the Skoda Super. This car was sitting above the Octavia. This was a very much premium car which was getting 2.5-liter diesel engine, it was a TDI, and also a 2.7-liter petrol engine which was a V6 engine. And then they came up with the Octavia Combi. Actually, this was a station wagon which they were trying to create a whole new market. You may have also seen an Tata Indigo, which was flop car market for India. The station wagon did well, and they were discontinued in their 3 years. And then comes with the Skoda Laura. This was launched in 2009 with the 1.8-liter TDI engine. Actually, this was an Octavia facelift in the original, but in India they continued the old model and also a new model with a new name. They sold both of the models, and both were selling in the good numbers for Indian market. And then they came up with the Fabia in 2008. This was also not hit car in the entry level hatchback segment because there were other car brands who were offering more with this brand, like the Maruti, which were offering a great after sales services in their segment. Then came the Skoda 80. Yeah, the Skoda 80. This was launched in India in 2010. This had a 2-liter diesel engine which was also been given with the all-wheel drive option. This was a compact SUV which Skoda brought into the market, but this also didn't do well. This was also been discontinued in 2017. Then they came up with the Rapid. This was launched in 2011 with the Volkswagen Vento. This was been given with the 1.5-liter MPI engine and also with the 1.6-liter TDI engine. This became a good car in the entry-level sedan segment. Then they launched the Kodiaq, which was only for barely 1 year because of the higher price point and not offering many features. As this was a CBU unit, this was costing more for the segment and not providing as much as features which were given in the segment. This was been given with the 1.5-liter TSI engine, and there were no diesel engine offers, and also it was on a pricier price point. Like ex-showroom price was only 22 lakhs for a 1.5-liter petrol engine car. So this car was discontinued soon. And then they again launched the new Skoda Kodiaq in 2022 with the all-new 2-liter TSI engine. the diesel engines were discontinued after the 2020. After that, the Skoda and also the Volkswagen met together and they created a Volkswagen 2.0 strategy, which you can see on the I button up there. So, how did you like this video? Make sure you give a thumbs up for this video, and if you have any doubts about this video, do ask in the comments. See you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.